Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Be sure to subscribe to our channel. We publish new videos every day. Don't forget, grab your smartphone and download the Lava Matra app and stay in touch. Guru Mahārāja's message is your advantage. The following is a Sri Kṛṣṇa Caitanya book compilation given by His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Mahārāja on May 16th, 2022 in Srila Mayapur, India.
Pangon langay te girim Sri Gurum Dhinatharinam Sri Caitanya Mishwaram Hari Om Tat Sat. So today in the Lord Chaitanya compilation of book Bidding Farewell to the Residents of Kāśī Part 2, Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 1.246.
6 বৎসর ইতস্তত গমনাগমন রূপ মধ্যলীলা। 6 বৎসর প্রভু হইছে করিলা বিলাস, কবু ইতি উতি গতি কবু ক্ষেত্রবাস।
Translation. The Lord travelled all over India for 6 years. He was sometimes here and sometimes there, performing his transcendental pastimes, and sometimes he remained at Jagannath Puri.
So for 6 years, Lord Chaitanya was traveling over South India, West India, East India, and North India.
So for 6 years, Lord Chaitanya was traveling all over South India, West India, North India, and East India. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 1.247.
পুরীতে ভক্ত সঙ্গে নিত্য কীর্তন ও জগন্নাথ দর্শন, আনন্দে ভক্ত সঙ্গে সদা কীর্তন বিলাস, জগন্নাথ দর্শন প্রেমের বিলাস।
Translation. While at Jagannath Puri, the Lord passed his time in great joy by performing Sankirtana and visiting the temple of Jagannath in great ecstasy.
This one explained how he did the kirtan around the Jagannath Puri temple.
This verse explains how the Lord did kirtan around the Jagannath Puri temple,
And how he would participate in the Rath Yatra.
and how he would participate in the Ratha Yatra.
But then he went to his travels.
But then he went to his travels. Chaitanya Bhagavata Antya Khanda 5.123.
সবার করিয়া মনোরথ পূর্ণ কাম, পুনঃ আইলেন প্রভু নীলাচল ধাম।
The Lord fulfilled everyone's desires and then returned to Nilachal.
So, Lord Chaitanya in his travels, he was giving out Krishna prema freely to all the people.
So Lord Chaitanya during his travels was giving out Krishna prema freely to everyone.
And thus all the people's desires were fulfilled.
And thus all the people's desires would fulfill. Chaitanya Bhagavata Antya Khanda 5.124.
গৌর দেশে পুনর্বার প্রভুর বিহার, ইহা যে শুনয়ে তার দুঃখ নয়ে আর।
One who hears these pastimes of the Lord's return to Bengal will never suffer any distress.
This is such a blessing by Vrindavan Thakur.
This is a special blessing by Vrindavan Das Thakur.
Lord Chaitanya, in his return visit to Bengal, he satisfied so many people.
Lord Chaitanya, in his return visit to Bengal, he satisfied so many people.
He went to Shantipur to Vidyanagar,
He went to Shantipur, Vidyanagar,
out to the Ramkeli and Malda,
up to the Ramkeli and Malda.
and he delivered Rup and Sanatan.
And he delivered Roop and Sanatan.
Then he started to go to Vrindavan, but got as far as Kanai Natsala,
And then he started to go to Vrindavan, but got as far as Kanai Natshala.
because so many crowds of people were with him.
So many thousands of people were with him.
And Sanatan Goswami advised that this is not the way to go to Vrindavan with thousands of people.
And Sanatan Goswami advised him that this is not the way to go to Vrindavan with thousands of people with him.
So Lord Caitanya returned to Jagannath Puri, and they went to Vrindavan via Jharkhand jungle.
So then Lord Chaitanya returned to Jagannath Puri and then went to Vrindavan via the Jharikhand forest. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 25.222.
সঙ্গী বলভদ্র সহ প্রভুর কৃষ্ণ অন্বেষণ চেষ্টায় পূর্ববৎ ঝাড়িখণ্ড পথে পুরী যাত্রা। এথা মহাপ্রভু যদি নীলাদ্রি চলিলা, নির্জন বনপথে যাইতে মহাসুখ পাইলা।
Translation. As Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was returning to Jagannath Puri, he passed through the solitary forest and he received great pleasure in doing so.
On his way to the forest, on the way going, he got all the animals to chant and dance.
On his way, when he was going through the forest, he got all the animals to chant and dance.
Since he's the Supreme Personality, he knew the language of the animals and all people.
Since he was the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he knew the language of all the animals and people. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 25.223.
সুখে চলি আইসে প্রভু বলভদ্র সঙ্গে, পূর্ববৎ মৃগাদি সঙ্গে কইলা নানা রঙ্গে।
Translation. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu happily returned to Jagannath Puri in the company of his servant Balabhadra Bhattacharya. As previously, the Lord performed many pleasing pastimes with the forest animals.
Lord Chaitanya could get the animals to chant,
Lord Chaitanya would get the animals to chant,
which is normally not possible.
which is normally not possible.
So Prabhupada, his language, I.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, said that we cannot imitate Lord Chaitanya.
So, His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada said that as we cannot imitate Lord Chaitanya,
At least if we get the human beings to chant and dance,
but at least we can get the human beings to chant and dance. Chaitanya Mangala Shesha Kanda 3.3.1.
নীলাচলে চলে প্রভু হরিষ হিয়ায়, হা হা জগন্নাথ বলি অনুরাগে ধায়।
In a joyful mood, Lord Chaitanya moved quickly toward Nilachal and with great attachment exclaiming, Ha ha Jagannatha!
Lord Chaitanya was in ecstasy thinking of Jagannath.
Lord Chaitanya was in ecstasy thinking of Lord Jagannath.
And he was chanting, Ha ha Jagannath.
And he was chanting, Ha ha Jagannath!
Haribo!
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 Haribo! Chaitanya Mangala Shesha Khanda 3.3.2.
প্রেমানন্দে চলে প্রভু সিংহের গমনে, সংহতি চলিতে নারে সঙ্গের যত জনে।
Translation. Being blissful in Krishna Prema, Lord Chaitanya moved like a lion. He was moving so fast that his associates could not keep up.
Lord Chaitanya was practically racing to Jagannath Puri.
Lord Chaitanya was practically racing to Jagannath Puri. Murari Gupta Kadacha 4.13.21. After embracing Sanatana, Tapan Mishra and the other devotees to their full satisfaction, the illustrious Lord swiftly set off, eager to see Jagannath Swami.
This should probably go earlier when they left Kāśī. This should probably go earlier.
This verse should have probably gone earlier.
Lord Chaitanya was very merciful with the devotees.
So Lord Chaitanya was very merciful with the devotees.
Embraced them,
He embraced them
and they went to see Lord Jagannath.
and they went to see Lord Jagannath.
But mercy of Lord Chaitanya to be embraced by him
It's a mercy of Lord Chaitanya to be embraced by him.
is incalculable.
It's incalculable. Thus ends the chapter entitled Bidding Farewell to the Residents of Kāśī under the section Return to Nilachal.
And so we see that in the same way that he came via the Jharikhanda jungle,
So we can see that the same way where he came via the Jharikhanda jungle,
getting all the animals to chant and dance,
getting all the animals to chant and dance,
and completely fearless,
he was completely fearless.
where the tigers and the deers were embracing each other,
Where the tigers and the deers were embracing each other,
and nobody was afraid.
and nobody was afraid.
This way, he returned to Nilachal.
And in this way he returned to Nilachal.
It was a short class. Any questions?
So this was a short class. Anybody has any questions?
See in the
Zoom?
Zoom also.
Zoom chat, please.
Yeah, devotees are
And
kindly...
write in the
We'll write in the...
chat.
The devotees are kindly requested to please post their questions online
In the Zoom chat.
in the Zoom chat.
Okay? What's that?
Yeah.
All the class. Another question here?
Any questions here? Outside?
I can write and prepare there for you. This question.
There's a question.
Select it. Select it.
Yes. Dear Gurudev, please accept my humble obeisances.
I said that.
Why does Srimati Radharani not have the same tilak as Lord Kṛṣṇa?
Any questions on this verse? That's the artist's interpretation. Have you seen Radharani? Have you compared Radharani and Krishna's tilak? Excuse me.
Hare Krishna, dear Guru Maharaj, please accept my respectful obeisances at the dust of your lotus feet. How should we make sure we don't offend while preaching to new people? How should we make sure we don't offend while preaching to new people?
I mean, it's not so clear. How do you avoid offending new people?
I mean, it's not so...
I mean, offense is a spiritual thing. And so preaching Krishna consciousness. Why would you offend those people?
I mean, offense is a spiritual thing. While preaching Krishna consciousness, how could you offend people?
We shouldn't refer to anyone as, depending on their gender or their race or their color or their anything material.
We shouldn't refer to anyone depending on their gender, race, or anything material.
Not people, but encourage people to chant Hare Krishna and be happy.
But encourage people to chant Hare Krishna and be happy. Question. How can we inspire more people to chant and dance as instructed by Srila Prabhupada? Spiritual daughter Yamuneshwari Devidasi. How can we inspire more people to chant and dance as instructed by Srila Prabhupada?
Well, if you chant and dance, that in itself would be very inspiring.
Well, if you chant and dance, that in itself would be very inspiring.
And Harangi Gandharika, she sent me a video of how they are chanting and dancing.
Gaurangi Gandharvika, she sent me a video of how they were chanting and dancing.
Very nice.
Very nice.
And I think, why you inspire people, more people to chant, if you chant yourself.
I think the way to inspire more people to chant is if you chant yourself.
And naturally by having a group chanting Hare Krishna, they inspire other people to join in.
And naturally by making a group of chanting Hare Krishna and inspiring other people to join in.
I saw in New Orleans and before the Mardi Gras.
I saw in New Orleans before the
Mardi Gras. Festival there. Christians went, they had signs, turn or burn.
Christians went and they had signs, turn or burn.
And such the signs. Accept Jesus or burn in hell.
Such signs were accept Jesus or burn in hell.
I didn't see anybody joining in.
I didn't see anyone joining in.
When we went with the kirtan, people were buying roses and throwing at our feet.
But we went with our kirtan, people were buying roses and throwing at our feet.
Some people joined with the kirtan.
And some people joined with the kirtan.
So they see the light of we were performing, singing and dancing.
So they see that how we were singing, performing, singing and dancing. Question. Dear Guru Mahārāja, please accept my respectful obeisances.
Accept that.
Accepted. Why Sanatana Goswami didn't want Lord Caitanya to go to Vrindavan with many people by Ramya Vrindavan Mataji? Why did Sanatana Goswami didn't want Lord Caitanya to go to Vrindavan with many people?
So in Kāśī, like thousands of people joining in with Lord Caitanya.
So in Kanai there were thousands of people joining in with Lord Caitanya.
So traveling with all these thousands of people was a bit difficult.
Traveling with thousands of people was a bit difficult.
And Sanatana Goswami thought the mood of Lord Caitanya was to visit the holy place of Vrindavan in a more meditative mood.
So Sanatana Goswami thought that the mood of Lord Caitanya was to visit the holy places of Vrindavan, more of a meditative mood.
So having all these people following, it would be disturbing.
So getting all these people following would be disturbing.
Also, when since Lord Chaitanya was in Vrindavan, he went to the different forests and visited, he uncovered the Radha. He revealed many holy places.
So since Lord Chaitanya was in Vrindavan, he visited different forests and uncovered the Radha Kunda.
So it seemed that Sanatana Goswami was foreseeing that having these thousands of people following him would not be very suitable for his purpose.
So Sanatana Goswami thought that thousands of people following him would not be very suitable for his purpose. Question. Hare Krishna Gurudev, please accept my respectful obeisances. Guru Maharaj, if a devotee offends another Vaishnava to a degree whereby that person will not come to more Krishna conscious programs, how does this affect the devotee? What can we do as the third party? If a devotee offends another Vaishnava to a degree whereby that person will not come to more Krishna conscious programs, how does this affect the devotee? What can we do as the third party?
I don't know exactly what offense keeps someone away from the temple.
I don't know exactly what offense keeps someone away from the temple.
But as a third party, you go and talk to that person, hear them out, encourage them to participate.
But as the third party, you can go talk to that person, hear them out, and encourage them to participate.
And not take this other person's words seriously.
And not take this other person's words seriously. Question. Dear most Guru Maharaj, please accept my respectful obeisances. Sometimes when invited to take prasadam, it is some diplomatic reason and we understand it is not served out of love. I hesitate to go or take prasadam. It is an offense to prasadam. How to handle this kind of situation? Your spiritual daughter Shanta Gopi Devi Dasi.
We don't take food offered by non-devotees.
We don't take food offered by non-devotees.
If the devotee, then I don't know if there's an ulterior motive.
And if it's a devotee, I don't know if there's an ulterior motive.
If you have something else to do, you can say that.
If you have something else to do, you can say that.
You have something else to do, therefore you can't go.
If you have somewhere else to go, we can go.
But if going, you can preach to that person or you can cultivate them.
The point is that if you can preach that person or if you can cultivate them,
why would a devotee have ulterior motives?
Why would the devotee have ulterior motives? Question. Hare Krishna, dear Guru Maharaj, please accept my most respectful obeisances unto your lotus feet. Our eternal bonding is with Kṛṣṇa, and all relationship in this material world is temporary. All knowing that how a girl can convince herself to make a bond with someone which is temporary. Your insignificant Purnima.
What's that?
Purnima.
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 What's the question?
Our eternal bonding is with Kṛṣṇa, and all relationships in this material world are temporary. All knowing this, how can a girl convince herself to make a bond with someone which is temporary?
You see, if one worships Kṛṣṇa, chants Hare Krishna.
You see, if one worships Kṛṣṇa, chants Hare Krishna,
reads Bhagavatam Gita,
reads Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita,
and does other Krishna conscious things,
and other Krishna conscious things,
you can make, even though this temporary relationship
You can make use of this temporary relationship
to be Krishna conscious,
to be Krishna conscious,
to help others, help others be Krishna conscious.
to help others be Krishna conscious.
And also, some people have certain desires,
And also, some people have certain desires.
so you can regulate these desires and cross over all the obstacles.
So you can regulate these desires and cross over all the obstacles.
Although things are temporary,
Although things are temporary,
they can last for this life.
they can last for this life.
And so, if you have a Krishna conscious husband,
So if you have a Krishna conscious husband,
then you can practice your Krishna consciousness very peacefully.
then you can practice your Krishna consciousness very peacefully.
So it's important that a man finds a woman who's Krishna conscious, or a woman finds a man who's Krishna conscious.
So it is
That is
important.
favorable.
So it is important that a man finds a woman who is Krishna conscious, or a woman finds a man who is Krishna conscious, who is favorable,
Or at least favorable.
or at least favorable.
Maybe you can make him a devotee,
Maybe you can make him a devotee.
but some people, I know some women have overestimation of their ability to make people devotees.
I know some women who have an overestimation of their ability to make someone devotees.
Okay?
Okay?